good afternoon, and welcome to this special series of special broadcasts from the stables of Uniq 103.1 and Freedom TV, channel 34 UHF. Now, these broadcasts have been put together to help our students who are at home at the moment as a result of the lockdown to keep in touch with their academic work and to also prepare, that's for those in the SS3 classes, also prepare for the forthcoming SSCE examinations, WAEC and NECO. And they are our primary focus because their exams are just around the corner. So much of what we'll be teaching here will be tailored towards what they will meet in their examinations. Now, these broadcasts run from Monday to Friday at between 1 and 2 p.m. on each of these 5 days. On Monday we have Maths, on Tuesday we have Literature, Wednesday English, Thursday Chemistry, and on Friday Accounting. So I'll implore parents especially to inform their children to stay beside their radios and be informed their televisions on each of these days. Students in the SS classes will find these lessons very, very helpful during this period. And as I said, it's from 1 to 2 p.m. I will be taking you in English, and I am your presenter, Emerita Rowigo. And for the next 1 hour, we shall be looking at a very important and interesting topic in English. In fact, we'll be continuing from where we stopped last week, and from the responses I've received on our WhatsApp platform, which the number of which I'll be mentioning at the end of the program, I can see that a lot of you are interested in what we've been teaching. So please listen and get your children, get your friends also. If you have friends in the senior secondary classes who are certainly at home at the moment, get them to be beside their radios or in front of their TVs to listen to these broadcasts. But before we start, I will give you 1 minute to get your pen, your writing materials, and whatever else you think you need for this time, and we'll be back after this timeout. You're welcome back. Now, you remember that last week we did some work on paper 3 of the SSCE examination, and I said we are working on paper 3. In fact, there are 3 papers in your English language. You have paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. I said most of what we need to teach you on papers 1 and 2, you will hear them on Knowledge Avenue on Uniq FM on Saturdays from 2:30 to 3:30. So in order to save time, because we don't know how soon WAEC will start after the lockdown, it would be better to make good use of time, maximize our time, and go to another aspect. I repeat, if you are interested in papers 1 and 2, listen to Knowledge Avenue on Uniq FM every Saturday from 2:30 to 3:30. There is much to cover in English, and we cannot afford to waste time because we don't know how soon we start our exams. So it's better to face paper 3 here while you listen for details of explanations on papers 1 and 2 on Knowledge Avenue on Saturday. That's at 2:30, between 2:30 and 3:30 p.m. Now, I talked about paper 3 last week, and I said we have 44 sounds because the first step here is treating the sounds of English. I said we have 44 sounds, but we have 26 letters, and the reason is most of the letters, the majority of the letters we have, are pronounced in more ways than one. I gave an example using the letter C. I said, for example, the letter C in the words cup, rice, ocean is pronounced in 3 different ways. If you say cup, cup is pronounced as k, cup, k, rice, s, and ocean, sh. Now, the reason you find this happening, a letter being pronounced in 3 different ways, more than one way, is that English has been influenced by other languages. In fact, the majority of words, more than half of the words you have in English, are from other languages. I will just say that briefly because I don't want to take our time today. The first, for example, you have Latin in English, you have French in English, you have Greek in English, and you have Old Norse, Scandinavian language in English. And that's because English has England. You also have German in English. So you have German there, you have Old Norse, you have Latin, you have Greek, and you have French. But those are subjects, if you want to learn more about them, those are things that have to do to some extent with history, and that will take our time if we should go into all those. So the words you have in English come from different languages, and the original English words are not up to half of the total vocabulary you have in English at the moment. And you know, each language has its own orthography. It has its own way of describing pronunciation in spelling. Now, for example, if you remember this former Chelsea and Arsenal goalkeeper called Petr Cech. Petr Cech. This is his surname, Petr Cech. Cech is spelled C-E-C-H. C-E-C-H, that's his name. But if we were to pronounce it the way we would, using simple pronunciation, simple interpretation of the letters, we will say C here is K. We will say CH at the end is sh. So we'll say kesh or ketch. But in the Czech language, the C is the other way, the C and CH are the other way round. So they call it Czech, whereas it sounds like catch. So if you didn't know how his name was pronounced, you would, if you were seeing it for the first time, you would think it should be pronounced as catch instead of Czech. So each language has its own way of representing speech in writing, in spelling. Sounds are represented in different ways in different languages. For example, if you see some Eastern European players like Ivanovic, that ends with C, that C is usually Ch, Stankovic, Ivanovic, and so on. Ibrahimovic, the C there is Ch, and that's because each language has its own orthography, but we'll not go into that. There is really no time for that. This just to make you know why we have 44 sounds instead of 26 sounds, because we have 26 letters, but the letters are pronounced in different ways. So they are pronounced in more than 26 ways, and so we have 44 sounds, because the majority of words in English come from other languages. Let's just note that. Now we spoke about I introduced the vowel sounds to you last week. We mentioned vowels 1 to 4, and today we shall be going to vowel number 5. Now vowel number 5 is a long sound. If you remember, I said a long sound has 2 dots after it. This is vowel number 5. Vowel 5. Vowel 5 is written as a small letter A, 2 dots after it. The dots are up and down as you have in the colon sign, and you have 2 slanting lines, one before the symbol and the other after the symbol. That means open a slanting line, small letter A, 2 dots, then you close the slanting line. So that is the vowel number 5, and that is the R sound. It's a long sound, is the R sound. Remember, the short sound will not have these dots after it. So let's say that together. R, R. Now you have this sound in words like star, S-T-A-R, star, and heart, heart, okon, heart, farm, F-A-R-M, farm, laugh, clerk, C-L-E-R-K, clerk. It's not clerk, C-L-E-R-K is clerk, not clerk, clerk. And then you have aunt, A-U-N-T, aunt, not aunt. You don't say my aunt, it's my aunt, my aunt. And then you have it in part, P-A-R-T. You have it in C-A-D-R-E, cadre, administrative cadre, administrative, not administrative cadre. C-A-D-R-E is cadre, not cadre. And then you have it in, although in American English it is cadre, let's note that. You also have this R in hearken, H-E-A-R-K-E-N, hearken, not hearken, 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 H-E-A-R-K-E-N, hearken. You have it also in Derby, D-E-R-B-Y, and guardian, G-U-A-R-D-I-A-N. Guardian, not guardian. Guardian, parents and guardians. There is guidance, different from guardian, but this one is guardian. Let's note that. And then we come to vowel number 6. Vowel number 6 is written like okay, vowel number 6 is written like letter A facing the right hand side. Vowel number 5 is written as a small letter A, and the small letter A usually faces your left hand. But vowel number 6 is like letter A facing your right hand. Facing the other way is a short sound, no dots after it. You place a slanting line before and another one after it. Let's note that. So that's vowel number 6. I repeat, it's written like the letter A facing your right hand side, facing the opposite direction. Now if you want to know how this sound is pronounced, how it's transcribed better, just go to your dictionary, a dictionary that has transcription, phonetic transcription. Check the word pot, P-O-T, and you see the transcription after pot. And in that word, in this transcription, the symbol in the middle, the vowel, is the O vowel. Now vowel number 6 is pronounced as O. Let's say it together, O, as in pot, P-O-T, pot. Box, B-O-X, box. God, G-O-D, God. Loss, L-O-S-S, loss. Now some will say guard. Now let's just make this clearer. That is American English. In American English, this sound is not, Americans don't really have the O sound, so to speak. So their own O is a bit sharper, so to speak. I don't want to derail from my explanation, but they don't have this sound O, not as it occurs here. So in America, they will say guard, but don't copy that. It's here in Nigeria, our English is, and much of Africa is tailored after British, not American English. So let's note that very well, that the O sound is O, and don't say don't say box, box. So you have it in pots, box, God, loss, yacht. Yacht is Y-A-C-H-T, yacht, yacht. And you have it in wash, W-A-S-H, wash, wash. You have it also in swallow. You swallow your drugs, swallow. Swallow. In American, as I said, in American English, the O sound is usually pronounced as R. So Americans will tend to say swallow, swallow. So swallow, salon, salon. S-A-L-O-N, salon. Your barbing salon, not barbing saloon. Let's take good note of that. It's not barbing saloon, it's barbing salon. And that shows that those who write S-A-L-O-O-N on their signboards, unfortunately, they are wrong. It's barbing salon. There is only one O there. But if you have double O there, you have saloon, like you have a saloon car. Oh, I just bought a saloon car. But when you talk about where you do your hair, you have your hair cut, you say salon, S-A-L-O-N, salon, single O, salon, not saloon. And then you have products, products, P-R-O-D-U-C-T, products, products, not products, products, products. Then wasp, W-S-P, wasp. You have olive, olive oil, not olive oil, olive oil, olive oil. Then you have proverb, novel, wallow, and hover. Now these are examples of words containing vowel number 6. We'll be back shortly. You're welcome back. Now we go to vowel number 7. Vowel number 7 is written like a letter C facing the other way. A letter C has its two ends, usually facing the right, but in this case it faces the left. It turns and faces the left, and there are two dots after it. And I want to ask Emeka, Sikira, Shade, John, Hassan, Eberechi. What did I say the 2 dots means? Did I hear you say correct? So they are the length symbol. So when you find these 2 dots after a symbol, it means it is a long sound. So this, what you have here, is a long vowel sound. Now this sound is produced as or. Let's say it together, or. Now the or sound can be found in words like saw, S-A-W, saw. I saw you yesterday. You can find it in F-O-U-R, for. Don't just say for. Remember, it's a long sound, for. Then you have raw, R-A-W, raw. And the same way, the way you pronounce raw, R-A-W, is the way you pronounce R-O-A-R, roar, a roaring lion. So the A there will not come out as we tend to pronounce it at times. So it's raw. Then you have board, B-O-A-R-D, board. Then soar, S-O-A-R, you soar high. You don't soar high. Not soaring high, but soaring high, S-O-A-R, S-O-A-R. Then you have boar, B-O-A-R, that's a male pig. Then door, D-O-O-R, and T-A-U-T, T-A-U-G-H, that's thought. You also have it in words like coarse, C-O-A-R-S-E, coarse. When you say something is coarse, it means it is rough, like a rough surface. Coarse, then swarms, and story. So you have the or sound in these words. And we go to vowel number 8, where we have the U. The U sound is written like just a letter U with no dots. Like a letter U written small with no dots. And between 2 slanting lines. And you have this in words like puts, P-U-T, puts. Then you have it in book, B-O-O-K, book. You have it also in look, L-O-O-K. Remember, note I did not say look, I said look. And then good, I didn't say good, good. Cook, C-O-O-K, cook. And you have it in words like, other words, you have it in words like wolf, bosom, bosom. Not bosom, my bosom friend, bosom. Bosom, B-O-S-O-M, the bosom of Abraham. Not bosom, bosom. And then you have it in worsted. Worsted. We now go to vowel number 9. Vowel number 9 is the letter U, a small letter U with 2 dots after it, written between 2 slanting lines. I repeat, the vowel number 9 is the letter U with 2 dots after it, and you place everything between 2 slanting lines. Now the letter, you have it in words like food, F-O-O-D, food. And you have it in full, pool, P-O-O-L. Remember, note that there's difference between vowels 8 and 9. 8 is U, 9 is U. Full, fool. He's not a fool, F-O-O-L. The cup is full, F-W-L, full, full. Now, moon, and then lose, lose, L-O-S-E, lose, lose. And then you have the U sound in E-W-E. This is U, E-W-E, a female sheep. E-W-E is U, not Ewe. E-W-E, U. The same way you pronounce Y-O-U. I repeat, E-W-E is pronounced U just as you pronounce Y-O-U. And then you have it in school, S-C-H-O-O-L, school, and do, D-O, do. These are examples of words containing vowel number 9. And now vowel number 10. This is a very important vowel sound. Last week, one of our listeners sent me a message on our social media platform, on this program social media platform, and she said I should explain. She asked a question bordering on this vowel number 10, and I said she should be patient till this week's lecture, that it will be treated comprehensively. So I want us to listen carefully as I try to make it as clear as possible, because there is a lot of we commit a lot of mistakes in our attempt to pronounce this sound, and we commit mistakes that make us sound out of order, out of place, and sometimes artificial in the way we produce vowel number 10. So I want us to listen very carefully. Now this sound, I shall try to explain it in two different ways. Now, you may have heard some people saying they want to pronounce B-U-T, and some will say but, but some will say bat. I repeat, some on one hand will say bat, others on the other hand will say but. Now, neither of them is fully correct. They are close to it, but the difference is that this sound is somewhere between both. So it is not or, it is not a, it is a. Now this is what I mean. For example, you have the word B-U-T. B-U-T. B-U-T has vowel number 10. But. Now, you don't say but, neither do you say bat. Let's look at another example. The word C-O-M-E. You do not say, okay, let's move here. I think it's better here. C-O-M-E. You won't say come, and you will not be like those who will say come here. It is not come, it is not come. It is somewhere in between. So instead of saying come, instead of saying come, you say come. Come. When I said come, you could hear a little element of o in it and a little element of a in it. Now let's describe how it is pronounced. Okay, the mouth is open and the middle of the tongue is slightly raised. Now that would be difficult to illustrate here, but let me use another method to make it easier for you to explain. Now in our last class, I said your lips could be rounded and they could be spread. If you remember, I said you should take note of those two terms that would come to explain them, their significance later in another edition, and that's what I want to come to now. Now when you say come, note that my lips are fairly rounded. They are somehow in a round shape. Come or fall. Come. Now if I say see, my jaw does not drop, so my lips are not rounded. Instead, my lips are spread. Say C, E, my lips are spread because my jaw does not drop. When I say come, the lower jaw drops. That means my lips are rounded. So let's know the difference between rounded lips and spread lips. Now, when you want to pronounce this sound, this is where I'm coming to, you try to say or. Normally, when you say or, your lips are rounded because the lower jaw drops. You say or. But now you try to say or with your lips not rounded but spread. I repeat, you try to say this sound, but now you spread your lips are spread. When I say spread, I mean something like the shape of my lips when I say E. When you say E, let's say E, the way your lips are shows your lips are spread. Now I want to say or with our lips not rounded but now spread. So you say I didn't say or, I said So when you say that you produce this sound. Come. I didn't say come, I didn't say come. Now when I come here, I don't say but, I don't say but, I say but. So if you say any of these sounds and like when you say but, your lips are they are more open than they should be. When you say but, they are also more open than they should be. So you say but. And you have this sound in words like cup. You have it also in but, B-U-T, but. You also have it in duck, D-U-C-K, duck. And then you have it in dove, D-O-V-E. It's not dove, but dove. And you have it in love, L-O-V-E, love. You have it also in glutton, not gluten, glutton, Glutton, glutton. And then you have it in words like cumbersome. People usually say cumbersome. It's not cumbersome, it's cumbersome, cumbersome, cumbersome. And then you have it in culprits, oven, O-V-E-N, oven, not oven, oven, O-V-E-N, oven, 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 oven. And then you have it in above, above, A-B-O-V-E, and then buffalo, buffalo, B-U-F-F-A-L-O, not buffalo, 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 buffalo. We're back shortly. You're welcome back. Now we have been looking at the sounds of English. I said starting from last week that we have 44 sounds, and these 44 sounds are divided into vowels and consonants. 20 of these 44 are vowels and 24 are consonants, and among the 20 vowels, 20 are monophthongs and 12 are monophthongs and 8 are diphthongs. A monophthong has just one vowel element, while a diphthong has two. And we're looking at the monophthongs since last week. And I said these monophthongs are divided into two types, the short ones and the long ones. The short are 7 in number and the long are 5. The long ones are distinguished by the presence of two dots that appear after them, two dots like this, the colon sign after them. We've been looking at them since last week, and we've treated up to we did 1 to 4 last week, and we've treated 5 to 10 thus far today. We shall now be going to vowel number 11, a very technical sound. And this sound is not in our line, just as in vowel number 10 we looked at a while ago. Vowel number 11, in fact 10, 11 and 12 are called central vowels. And these central vowels they are not in our local languages here. I'm not going to tell you why they are called that name, but they are not, we don't find in our local languages here, and as such we have problems with them. That's why I had to explain how to produce the vowel number 10, the A sound, as you have in but. Now, back to the question asked by my friend on WhatsApp last week. The difference between cut and cat, C-U-T and C-A-T. C-U-T is cut, cut. I've explained the difference between O, A and A. Cat has the A sound, but cut has the inverted V. That's the vowel number 10, the one you have in but and come. So that's the difference between cut and cat. Sorry, cut and cat. Now, vowel number 11 is written like a figure 3 with 2 dots after it, and you place everything within 2 slanting lines. I repeat, like a figure 3 with 2 dots after it. Figure 3 with 2 dots after it, the colon sign, and that is what you have as vowel number 11. And we have a lot of problems with this sound, and it's not our fault, it's because we don't have it in our local languages here, but we can learn it. There's nothing difficult there. In fact, I used it just now. Now, the word L-E-A-R-N, I said we can learn it. That's learn. But how do you produce it? Let's use the word okay, I said the word, let's use that one. Let's use the word W-O-R-D as an example. Now, this W-O-R-D, some will say word. Will say W-O-R-D is word. Some will say W-O-R-D is word. Your word, the word of God. Now, neither of them is fully correct. They are only close to the correct pronunciation. I repeat, do not copy examples that are learn on your own, so that you don't copy the wrong examples. Because you find some people will tell you, it's word, it is church, it is learn, and they think they are correct. In fact, there is one kind of thing that they'll say this kind of, I will not mention the people because they are people like you and me. They'll say, I'll just give an example. Say, okay, maybe they call it Togo English or Cameroon English or Ghanaian English or French English. I'll not say the one, but If you have heard that term before, you know the kind of things I'm talking about. They'll say, those people are the ones who speak good English. They'll say it is the word of God. It is church. It is learn. All three are wrong. So listen well to this explanation. Now, this sound, the vowel number 11 is somewhere between O and E. So you don't say word. You don't say word. You say word. When I said word, you heard a little O and a little E in what I said. I said word, the word of God. And then you talk of church. You don't say church. You don't say church. You say church. Listen well. You perceive a little O and a little E in what I am saying. So you say church. And also you have learn, not learn. It's learn. So this sound is somewhere between O and E, learn. And by the time I get to vowel number 12, I'll come back to this vowel number 11, because vowel number 12 could help one to know how to pronounce vowel number 11. But examples of words containing vowel number 11 are first, not first, not first. I repeat, F-I-R-S-T is not first, is not first, is first. Is somewhere between the two, and it seems to have elements of both sounds. So you say first, bird, B-I-R-D, bird, not bed, not bod, bird. And remember, it's a long sound, so you don't say bod. When you say bod, that's a short sound. Bird. Nurse, not nurse, not nurse, nurse. For example, you say Bukola is a nurse. Turn, it's my turn. World, W-O-R-L-D, world, not world, world. And then you have third, T-H-I-R-D, third. Perfect, P-I-R-F-E-C-T, perfect. And you have serve, S-E-R-V-E. Have you finished your youth service? Serve. And then you have it in journey, save journey. Then you have it in curse, C-U-R-S-E, worm, W-R-M, and kernel, C-O-L-O-N-E-L, kernel, not cornel, kernel. And we have a number of words in which this sound is pronounced very wrongly. For example, the words, sometimes we pronounce it as e, as in term. We say first term. First term is first term. And we say mercy, M-E-R-C-Y. Mercy is wrong, it's mercy. Prefer, not prefer. And then person, P-E-R-S-O-N, person. Earth, not earth, not at. E-A-R-T-H is earth. Then you have germs, not gems, G-E-R-M-S, germs. And this sound is also wrongly pronounced as ah. So sometimes you see people say service. It's not service, it's service. And it's not merchant, it's merchant. It's not observe, it's observe. And the vowel number 11 is wrongly pronounced as O, as in born, B-U-R-N, born. It's not born, it's burn. And as I said, nurse, not nurse. Urge, E-U-R-G-E, urge, not urge. Bursa, B-U-R-S-A-R, bursa, not bossa. And then purchase, P-U-R-C-H-A-S-E, purchase. Surname, not surname, surname. And now we come to vowel number 12, another sound we don't have in our local languages here. Vowel number 12 is written as an upside down E, an inverted E. A small letter E written upside down. I repeat, write a small letter E, turn it upside down. The round part will be at the bottom and the tail will be at the top. So that's the vowel number 12, and that is called the Schwa. Schwa is spelled S-C-H-W-A. S-C-H-W-A. That's the Schwa, and it's the most common sound in English, and unfortunately we don't usually get it right. Now this sound doesn't come out as fully as other vowel sounds. It's a weak sound. It is also called a neutral sound, and it's called these because it's weak because it doesn't come out so fully as others, and it is neutral because it can occur virtually in every spelling form. Now let's look at this. When you say about, let's talk about it. I didn't say about, you say about. Your lips will only have a little bit of opening, you won't open them as widely as you would say as when you say about. Sister, you don't say sister. You will not open your lips as widely as we usually do. You just open it slightly and just bring out a little sound there. Sister. Now it's not sister. About, teacher, father, not father. It's not teacher, father, paper, among. So let's be careful about this sound. We'll be back with our diphthongs very soon. You are welcome back. Before we go to our diphthongs, I said something a while ago that vowel number 12 could be used to explain how vowel number 11 is produced. Now vowel number 12 is produced as in about, sister, among, again, father, teacher. Now the sound, if you add 2 dots after it in transcribing, it gets a little length. So instead of you say and in some old dictionaries the vowel number 11 is transcribed as the upside down E with 2 dots. So you could use the vowel number 12, you could use vowel number 12 to understand how to produce vowel number 11. So you just say and you give it some length and you say as in first, learn, third, and so on. Now we go to the diphthongs. Remember I said we have 20 vowels, 12 are monophthongs and 8 are diphthongs. And I said last week that diphthong has 2 vowel elements. Now there are 8 of them, and the first is the A sound, transcribed as E-I. Excuse me. Transcribed as a small letter E and an I after it, and both of them go between 2 slanting lines. The slanting line, small letter E, a small I, and then you close it with another slanting line. And this sound is A, or A. Both are correct. Now you have it in the word day, D-A-Y, 8, E-I-G-H-T, 8. Case, steak is S-T-E-A-K. It is the same pronunciation with S-T-A-K-E, steak. I have it in expatiate. Expatiate is E-X-P-A-T-I-A-T-E. Have you ever heard this word before? It's the word you call expatiate. I repeat, expatiate is the word you call expatiate. What you call expatiate does not have an N in it. So when you go to your dictionary, you find E-X-P-A-T-I-A-T-E, not expatiate but expatiate. Let's know that very well. Expatiate, and you have the A represented as the first A there, expatiate. And you have great, G-R-E-A-T, and you have this same sound in sachet, a sachet of pure water, not sachet. The T there is silent, and the E there is not A but A. Sachet, a sachet of pure water. And you say my fiance, not my fiancé, my fiance, the same A. You also have it in capability, not capability, capability. And you have it in elite, not elite, elite. And you have it in liaise, not liars. Adjacent, not adjacent. And you have it in alias, not alias. And then we come to the next diphthong, which is the O sound. And O is written as a small, the letter E that is upside down, the vowel number 12, and a letter U after it, and you have them together to produce O, because you have here and O here, as in O. And be careful when producing this sound. You don't say it as O. O will be wrong. It has 2 elements. You say O, not O. O, 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 as in go, no, home, won't. Won't is W-O-N-T, not won't. You don't say I won't come, it's I won't come. W-O-N-T, won't, not won't. Won't. D-O-N-T, don't. And potable, let's know this very well. I know my time is almost up, but listen carefully. Potable, P-O-T-A-B-L-E, potable water, not portable water. Now there is a word portable for sure. Like you could, portable means what can be carried from one place to the other, easily carried. But when you talk of what is drinkable, it is potable, P-O-T. There is no R in potable. When you put the R, it becomes portable, which means what you can carry. But when you're talking about water you can drink, it is potable, P-O-T-A-B-L-E, potable water, not portable water. Then you have gross, G-R-O-W-S, gross, custodian, odor, syndrome, plateau states, and depot. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back shortly. You are welcome back. Unfortunately, that will be all we can take on today's broadcast. We shall continue next week, but we've done a lot in covering the vowel sounds, and we are now in our diphthongs. We've treat the remaining 6 and then go to consonants, hopefully next week. But if you'd like to get in touch with us on this broadcast, you'd like to ask a question or you want to make any other make an inquiry, the number to contact on WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number is 0806 086 3816. That's 0806 086 3816. We'd like to thank you for being a part of this program. From us here at Freedom TV and Uniq 103.1 FM, it's bye-bye and see you next week.